Hey everyone, have I talked to you yet about DS&DURGA? Stay tuned. All right, so unsurprisingly, I have found another DS&DURGA fragrance that I like. I found this one a while ago and I've talked about it on the channel before because I got a sample of it and I've been watching forever, and it came up in their sample sale. They do an annual kind of clear out inventory sale. So I took the opportunity there to pick up a bottle, partially because I'm also not seeing it, like it seems like it's been out of stock just to buy a regular bottle on their website for some time, and I haven't seen it pop up on any discounters. So I was like, well, I don't know what's going on with this, but I know I want a bottle. So I picked it up. That is, of course, Black Magenta from DS&DURGA. I should mention, when they do their sale, you should check it out because you can get stuff at a fairly decent discount. And it came same look as their normal stuff, nothing weird, has the cap and all that jazz, so feels like it's a pretty good value. Black Magenta is a fragrance that they released 2023, I believe. And if you look up the marketing for it, it's all like New York at night. I think a little bit classy, a little bit sleazy is one of the taglines for it. And so the goal with this fragrance, I think, is kind of meant to be like a night out, on the town, sort of a vibe thing, high energy, but also I think it's got some sultriness to it, which I'll talk about here in a second. But I gotta say, I think this is phenomenal. Just right off the bat, I think you might find it leans slightly feminine, but not enough where you wouldn't feel comfortable wearing it if you like masculine scents. This fragrance, I would say, right off the top, the two things that I pick up on the most are pineapple and iris. There is orris butter in this fragrance. Iris has historically been a little bit more of a challenging scent for me. Not because I think it smells bad, but because it seems contextually weird when I've smelled it before. It very much has the association for me of kind of that waxy, makeup-y, lipsticky sort of thing. And I don't know why, because I haven't really worn any of those before, but for some reason in my brain it has that association. So it's just felt, for me, out of place. I think, what is it, Dior Homme, that's kind of like the major thing in there. And I like the smell of that, but it has always kind of just struck me as not really fitting my vibe. So I'm always curious to check out fragrances that are doing something different with it, and I really love this one. I think when I talked about it before, I kind of compared it to some sort of lip smackers, you know what I mean? I cannot do this without getting attacked by yellow jackets. Okay, so one of the hazards of filming outdoors. I think I said before that it kind of had a vibe of some sort of like lip smackers thing, and that's probably kind of the waxy thing that I'm picking up from the iris, but I gotta say, like, the more I've smelled this, and this was kind of the thing I was kind of picking up on a little bit when I got the sample, the more that I smelled it, the more I became addicted to it. This is one of those fragrances, it's kind of an obsession of mine because of that. I love the fragrances that you smell, and at first you might be like, all right, that smells good, but then you catch whiffs of it and you're like, wait, give me more, I want to smell more of that. And that is this fragrance to a T. It is so good, top to bottom, start to finish. Start to finish for me is about 5 or 6 hours. At that point, it's a comfortably a skin scent, but I will say at that point, it's a very smooth, kind of vanillic, sort of soft, sweet scent. It's the sort of thing where if you are getting up close, it's totally pleasant, not overpowering, not sharp in any way. It's very soft. At the very top of it, you do have this juicy pineapple, which I will say, I pick up on the pineapple more in terms of like the sweetness, but a few people that I've had smell this have very much picked up on the pineapple. They've been able to smell it and they're like, wow, I really get a lot of pineapple, very juicy. So, and they're not typically fragrance people, so that's kind of cool. For me, I think it kind of, I really kind of lock in on that iris note. It just stands out to me. And the two of them playing together, you kind of get this like really kind of sticky sweet sort of iris smell, which is just so good. Like, it's so nice. This is one of those like wholly pleasant fragrances. I really enjoy like having this one like sprayed on the back of my neck, under my shirt collar here and here, just because then, you know, you get wafts of it occasionally. I think it might be easy to become nose blind to this fragrance, but when you get those little wafts of it here and there, boy howdy, what an incredible scent. I mean, it's just really, it's like competent, but it's also a lot of fun, you know what I mean? This isn't like weird. I think some of the fragrances I talk about sometimes, like last week where I was talking about Super Sexy Skunk, Durian, Magic Mushrooms is another good example where you might smell them and you might be like, well, that smells really good, but that's weird. What is that? This doesn't smell weird, but it smells distinct to me. I really love this because it smells unique. It's got like a fun vibe to it. I feel, again, with all of these fragrances from this house, I feel like they really are armchair travel. You feel like you're kind of in the vibe, and I love smelling something and being able to picture what like where this belongs. And I think this kind of thing for like New York on the night, I haven't been to New York yet, but I'm hoping to at some point. This seems totally perfect. I would love to wear this on a night out. I feel like fall and winter is especially gonna be a great spot, but I also feel like spring works fantastically. Summer, I think summer still works, but like I feel like it was made for fall. Like fall and spring, I feel like are just the sweet spots where it's not too cold, it's not too hot, it can have room to breathe, but it's not gonna be overpowering. It's just a killer scent from top to bottom. I do think that more women than men will tend to like it, but I do think it's for everyone. And I think Black Magenta is such a great description. The like darkness with kind of that pink sweetness. It's just such a fun scent. And I love that. Like, I like the stuff that I smell where I'm like, yes, this is fun. I don't need everything to be like a workhorse where I'm like, I need this like a professional setting and stuff like that. There are plenty of competent fragrances that exist out there that will do the workhorse job of being your daily driver for work or something like that. This is the crack a beer and lighten up sort of scent, you know what I mean? Like, this is one that doesn't feel like it takes itself too seriously, but it is fully competent. Like, it is incredibly well blended. I feel like all the pieces in here, looking at kind of the notes they have here on the side. Actually, let me read you the story that's on the side of this, because I love the picture they paint. City at night in bold, colorful fumes, pineapple glow, magenta dianthus, iris twilight, tobacco and black amber pair with loud music. And I think they even have a playlist that you can to pair with this scent. So all of that, I think that's phenomenal. Like, it is kind of bridging that gap of like making a utilitarian fragrance for a mission and making wearable art. Like, I really, really think that DS&DURGA, one of the reasons why I love the house so much is because they find a way to do both and do it in a way that is unique, that's not something that you've smelled on the market. David Seth Maltz, who's the perfumer and the DS in DS&DURGA, you can find lots of videos of him talking about this stuff online, talking about kind of his philosophy. He just seems profoundly competent. And I think he's self-taught as well, which is really impressive, because like the skill in the fragrances that I have, they are so varied. Like, not the skills not varied, but the fragrances themselves are so varied, but the quality is just always phenomenal. Even in ones where I might not wear them as often, it might, whoop. Damn yellow jackets. Even in the ones where I might not wear them as often, I still have a deep appreciation for, just because I feel like they are a breath of fresh air in a sense of like, oh, finally something that's unique, that I can smell, that's different. You know, you do this hobby enough, you smell enough things, and I feel like you're eventually going to be in that spot where you're like, okay, I've smelled a million of these, I need something more. I need something that is doing something different, even with the existing notes that get played around with. I mean, there's nothing in here. There's always kind of some fun like notes in DS&DURGA fragrances, but like there's nothing in here that's like wildly far afield that you might not find in other fragrances. But the way that they put them together, it just is, it's unique, it's fresh, it's something different, and I like that. And in this industry, when everyone is buying all of the same fragrances and everyone has a bottle of Sauvage and everyone is going and buying Imagination, which, by the way, I have a sample for Imagination coming just because I thought that I had smelled it, but I didn't. So I have that coming because I want to know what all the hype is about, and I'll talk about that in the coming weeks. But I just like that I can find something in this house to appreciate in all of their fragrances. It's just neat, it's fun, and that's the kind of business that I like to support. You know, I want them to keep doing what they're doing. I want them to grow and expand because I think the more people that smell fragrances from this house, they're gonna become fans of perfumery as a result. That's I think what this house can do is make you actively care about perfumery as more than just your wearable scent. Like this is something that is, you know, a vibe that you're putting on a lot more than other fragrances, I feel like. Without cloaking itself in sort of like the whole panty dropper stuff and all that crap. Like it is just really, really competently doing a job creatively and beautifully. So that's really all I have for this week. I just wanted to talk about this fragrance because it's so good. If you can get a sample somewhere, I would. And then once you get a sample, you're gonna wanna find a bottle and get it quick because I don't know what's going on. I don't know, like in my heart of hearts, I'm terrified that they have discontinued this because it's not available. I'm hoping that was just because they were clearing out stock and that it's gonna get back on their site because I think that this is one of their better scents. And this is from a house that has like a lot of scents that I really like quite a bit. But this one stands out as like one of the more fun ones to me. Like this is like the jet ski fragrance, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of the one that you're hopping on to have fun with. So that's this one. Go check it out. If you've smelled it, if you think I'm wrong, tell me, because I always love different opinions on this stuff. Like that's this is so subjective that I think it's valuable. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments because people who watch might get value out of that as well. And I think that's great. So do check the comments out and let me know if you have thoughts. One other thing I wanted to say too, I am in the midst of some projects, some fragrance related, some not. It may mean that I have some spotty uploads here or there in the coming couple of months. I'm hoping to stay with steady weekly updates or videos, but I just have got a lot going on right now personally, professionally, I shouldn't say, and it's not like anything like that. I just have a lot going on right now that is that might make it a little bit challenging, but I really do love making these videos, and I hope that you guys get value out of it. So if you do, I'm not going to say like and subscribe, but I will say if you enjoy these videos, if you get value out of them, share it with a friend or family because that really does help the channel grow. Exposure is a big deal. So if you get value, share it with someone else that you think might find it interesting. If you have an idea, I mean, I'm working on, like I mentioned before a few weeks ago, I'm kind of working on some different kind of content for the channel, still about fragrances, but different kind of form than I'm used to doing. That's a little bit more planned and a little bit less of me just kind of talking off the cuff. But if you're interested, if you have ideas, let me know, and I might put them into the works to get going with something like that. But otherwise, I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.